The activity of the stock market in Lebanon was relatively modest in the first month of 2012. It follows a trend which has started in 2010, maybe, where we had some progressive decrease in the activity of the stock market, which is due to various considerations: political, local and regional, economic, and due also to the structure of the Lebanese companies. Politically, we are suffering from the paralysis of the successive governments that came after the elections of 2009, where this necessity for consensus and having all the parties inside the government have led to a paralysis of the decision-making process. And so the government, unless there is real consensus, it's difficult to have a consensus of all the parties from left to right and from all the communities. So whenever there is, we are still blocked, no improvement is made. This situation affects, of course, the confidence of the investors in the economy and, of course, in the stock exchange. Moreover, the regional situation, first, the financial crisis of 2008, which affected largely the big Arab investors who used to come to invest in Lebanon, whether in real estate or in projects or in the stock exchange, they have stopped because they had to, on the contrary, they pulled out, some of them, from the Beirut market because they had some obligations to meet in their respective countries outside. Moreover, now the political situation, instability, what we call the Arab Spring, also is affecting. Each country is busy with its own problems, and the neighbors are worried also about the problems of their neighbors. So it's far from them to invest in stock exchange, especially in a country like Lebanon. Besides that, there are intrinsic and basic problems which affect the stock exchange, Lebanese stock exchange, which is the size of the stock market as it is now, the relatively low number of listed companies, and the family-oriented and the size of the companies which would be eligible to come and list in the market. So they don't have really an incentive to come. The Stock Exchange Commission has tried a lot to make a formation and educational contacts and programs with them to convince them of the necessity, of the utility for them, of their interest to come to the stock exchange if they want to raise money. Apparently, this has not convinced them because first, they have access to money and easily through banks. The banks in Lebanon are full of deposits and cash, and they are looking for opportunities to invest. So the companies prefer, as it is a culture, to continue working with banks, and as being a small country, each manager knows, has a friend in such or such bank, and they go there and they have access to money, and they prefer to borrow from banks, and even if they had to put their guarantees and personal guarantees even, rather than bearing the risk of having new shareholders coming into the company, unknown, which do not know, and which might have a say and be in the board of directors and question the practice of these companies. Not that they are doing something wrong, but they don't, let's say, transparency is not one of the favorite aspects of Lebanese economy. So the secrecy, the banking secrecy law, and the lack of disclosure, they are happy with that, and they prefer to continue borrowing from banks instead of coming to the stock exchange. These are the main. Now, what is new and what will we hope that it will? We are putting great hopes, expectations. That is the issuance and the promulgation of the new financial markets law, which has been issued in last August, and which provide for the creation and establishment of a stock exchange commission, or more precisely, Financial Markets Authority, which will have the highest hand to supervise and regulate and control all the financial markets, operators, players, and products. It will play the same role as the central bank in relation to stock market, and financial market operators. What the central bank does in relation to banks. So this commission authority, we hope that it will be put quickly. The government at a certain stage was in a hurry to form this authority. This authority is formed of 7 members. 4 are ipso facto, ex officio. It is headed by the governor of the central bank with the president of the banking commission, the general directors of the Ministry of Economy and of Finance, and then 3 full-time experts appointed by the government on proposition of the Stock Exchange and the Ministry of Finance and the Banking Association. These are those who are supposed to work full-time they're supposed to be technical people. So unfortunately, these has not been named yet and appointed because of communitarian considerations. Who shall be represented, which religion, which community, etc. So it is, as everything, all appointments and nominations in this country, it is blocked. And when they will be again appointed, I don't know, but I hope it will be soon, because without this, we will not improve. I mean, the stock exchange will not, on the contrary, it will be, the disinterest will continue. This commission, I believe, if it is established, will give a strong signal to the investors that at last we have a new regulation, a new authority, and this will do its role, and it will regulate, it will encourage the companies to be listed, it will give them maybe incentives, maybe clear rules to come. It will regulate all the formation and operation of all the financial companies and operators and brokers, and it will regulate all the financial products that the financial companies want to put in the market to be sure that they are in conformity of acceptable and standard rules, and not and it will exercise also a heavy strict control on all the operators by providing for sanctions and for special tribunals for all litigation between clients and the operators. And as we said already, it will certainly establish new rules for disclosure and transparency, which is much needed. So this law, I would think that will help a lot, especially that the law itself provides that the stock exchange will have to be privatized during a period of 1 year and a half, 1 year to be transformed into a shareholder structure, and then 6 months to be put into, sold to the public, to the private market. Now we don't know yet, this will have, the authority will decide whether it will be mutualized or demutualized, because this is an issue. So whether the shareholding will be restricted to the operators of the sector, or it will be open to the public in general, and in such a case, in what percentages, what are the caps? All this will have to be discussed and debated and eventually decided by this authority or by the government if need be.